Hi, I'm Mary. I decided to make this video because there's something big I want to share with other autism parents. I'm an autism parent and I am making this video one autism parent to another. Please share it with any autism parent you may know, especially of a young child. This video is going to be everything I wish I knew when my son was 2 years old, that I now know when he's 27 years old. I'm not posing as a doctor, an educator, or anything other than an autism parent. I spend a lot of time one-on-one with autism parents sharing some things that I have learned, and I'm trying to figure out a way to reach a bigger audience more quickly. Okay, but please still call me if you need to. I'm available to any autism parent at any time. Okay, so I have tried everything under the sun for the past 25 years to help my son. Most things didn't work. I feel like a lot of the things might have made things worse. So when lightning strikes and something works big, I'm just compelled to scream it from the rooftops to other autism families. So that's why people know me. So you guys are my people. We have walked walks, fallen off cliffs, ran down rabbit holes that others would not even begin to fathom. Well, okay, when my son was about 2.5 years old, there was rumblings going through the family that my son may have autism. So I turned to my dad, who was a psychiatrist. And he said to me, diagnosis is everything. In order to successfully treat a problem, you first need the right diagnosis. Okay, so we got him diagnosed by a doc my dad respected, and sure enough, he had autism level 3, the full shebang. And he was continued to be diagnosed with that from anyone else who diagnosed him, school districts, regional centers. So I should say that underneath all these diagnoses, there was always another little diagnosis, apraxia, or some of the times it would say dyspraxia. Apraxia means can't speak, dyspraxia means speech impaired. So big duh, who cares? It's kind of seemed redundant to me because that was kind of covered in autism as well. So nobody ever paid any attention to it ever again, besides one simple explanation once. Okay, well, this is the crux of this video to you. The key to understanding and helping your child lies in the diagnosis. What it took me till my son was 23 years old was to realize that the key to my son's problem was not in the diagnosis autism, it was in the diagnosis of apraxia or dyspraxia. So I know that's a lot to swallow, but it's enormous because once you know what's really wrong and what the diagnosis is, you can work on helping. And my son has come an enormously, unrecognizably long way since this shift. Okay, so let me explain. In our brains, we have an area called the Wernicke's area. It's responsible for receptive speech. We also have the Broca's area, which has more to do with getting speech out as opposed to comprehension. Then we have a sensory motor area. It's like two little lobes that overlap a little bit. And in autism, contrary to what you have all been told, the Wernicke's area, the receptive language area, is not impaired. It is not impaired at all. Since they were little babies, were hearing and listening and comprehending and building language, just like typical kids. The problem came in when they tried to get the language back out, or they formulate their little thoughts. They want to say something back. It doesn't come out, or it comes out as something completely different than what they told their brain to say. I'm going to give you an example of this jumping forward. I'm just going to jump ahead for a minute. When my son was 23 years old, I took him to a spelling practitioner to see if he could communicate by pointing at letters. I had read a book about it. I thought I'll try anything. I still hadn't given up. Well, in that first day, the practitioner said to him, now my son was fully in the lowest functioning autism class in an autism school. He was in the life skills class, considered unteachable. Okay. She said to him, Ryan, who did we fight in the Revolutionary War? And of course, I'm behind her going, no, life skills class, doesn't know anything. And his mouth answers, because he has some language, magic dragons. And as he's saying that, he's pointing to England, England. Okay, that was my moment. I dropped to the floor. He understood. I just saw it. He understands. His mouth is just saying something else. So that is apraxia, or to be exact, that's dyspraxia. So, what to do about it? You got the right diagnosis now. Your child has apraxia or dyspraxia, which is really at the heart of his disabilities. So, what to do about it? There's a lot that can be done about it, and I think that's going to be in my next video, so I don't make super long videos that no one wants to listen to. There is a ton of stuff to do about it. I will give you an example of my son's life. He was, like I said, in the lowest level functioning autism class, life skills class, considered unteachable, believed to not know that 1 + 1 = 2, was not able to show us that, even though he had a lot of language, due to his dyspraxia. Okay, he's now in college. He's getting a mathematics degree. He's studying calculus right now. He's living with roommates. He has a girlfriend. He is a singer, not a singer. He's a songwriter and a poet. And he has an entirely different life. But the real beautiful part is that we know him and he knows us. I got to know my son at 23 years old. This can happen for every autistic person out there. There is no one whose degree of autism is too severe. It's just degrees of apraxia, and there's ways to work through it to find your child. So, lesson number 1, get the diagnosis right. Apraxia, dyspraxia. Forget about the word autism.